Hey class, so I am making this video kind of real quick right now to show you how to get started with your storyboard, because I realized in the video that I made down here, it doesn't really explain how to get started. It explains, what to add once you're started, but not the getting started process. So if you've already gotten started, you know what you're doing, great. You don't need to watch this. But if you're kind of stuck and not really knowing where to start with this, this is the video for you. Okay, so we have the assignment here. You guys are good. Hopefully you've completed all of these steps. Make sure that you do have your outline approved. Do not try to do this if your outline is not fully approved, because you're going to just be moving the mistakes from one thing to the next. So make sure you have full points on your outline, then get started on your script. So I'm ready to start my script. I'm going to have my outline open over here. So mine isn't filled out, but yours should be. So all of this stuff should be filled out already. It's going to make it much easier to work on your outline. And then you're going to have this. So what we're going to do first is make sure you've watched this video. And then we're going to go down and we're going to open up this storyboard. So the storyboard is going to look like this. You're going to save yourself a copy just like we do with everything else. So this is a copy that I saved for myself. And so I'll be able to edit this copy. So right now it just looks like a bunch of boxes, and that's what it is. So what you're going to be doing is basically planning out your slides. So for Adobe Spark, we know that you are planning different slides, right? So actually, let me do that. Adobe Spark. Okay. So from the Adobe Spark that you are just going to be working with the different slides. Let me sign in real fast. Yeah. So what we're going to be doing here is basically planning out all those slides. And so then when it comes time to actually make the video, it's going to be super easy because you're just going to be able to put those slides together. You already have the images chosen, you already have the dialogue written out, and then it's just a matter of actually putting this together. So you're not going to be making your slides at this point, but that's basically what you're doing, is you're pre-planning all your slides so that the video making process is super easy. So you kind of understand what I'm talking about there. So what I'm going to do is start off by doing my introduction, right? So I'm going to go to my outline. And so what I recommend is basically all parts of your outline, all the different parts of each of the paragraphs is going to be its own slide. So I'm not going to try to make my introduction one slide. I'm going to make it 1, 2, 3, 4 slides. And this might increase if, say, one of these I want to be 2 slides, or it might decrease if I think I can easily kind of put 2 of these together. But a good way to start is to give each section its own slide and kind of go from there. I'm also going to want to make a title slide. So that's going to be slide number 1, and then I would have hook for slide number 2, and then kind of go on from there. So that's kind of where I'm going to go with this. So this is going to be my title slide for slide 1. So I'm just going to number it. Oh wait, it's the wrong one. There we go. Okay, so I'm just going to number it. And then for the text, that's going to be the text that's on the screen. So this is going to be the title of my video. Now for you, you're going to actually write the title of your video. Don't just write title of my video, because I want to know what your title is. But because I'm not actually making a video, you kind of get what I'm saying. So this is just a placeholder. You would actually put the title of your video. And then this would be the image that's going to be on that title screen. So I would actually recommend finding the image that you want to use and just including the link here. Because again, that's going to save you so much time when you actually make your video. Usually it's probably going to be an image from your foundational text. So if your foundational text is a movie or a television show, choose an image from that television show that really sums up what you're going to be talking about, or it could just be the title screen or whatever you call that. But yeah, whatever you want to do, put the image here. And then for the narration, this is what you're going to say over it. So for your title screen, it's probably going to be pretty simple. So you're going to say something like, in this video, or I guess how would you do this? So for a title screen, you might go this video is about blah, blah, blah. So it could be the way that Encanto discusses intergenerational trauma, or this video is about the ways in which the music industry has changed with and how Billie Eilish represents that change, or whatever. I'm making stuff up. But basically, you're going to tell me kind of the premise of your video, your foundational text, and your research topic. And that's going to be your title. And then we're going to go and start basically with the introduction. So you're going to have your hook. If you choose to just start with your hook and instead of your title screen, you just want to like just have a title but don't say anything and kind of use your hook as the first time you speak, that's also totally fine. At this point, you have a lot of artistic control, so it's totally up to you. Basically, your job is just to plan this out. What do you want your video to look like? So, but for me, I'm going to have I'm going to narrate over my title, and then I'm going to go into my hook. So slide 2 is going to be the hook. So for the hook, say I have an interesting statistic or a quote or something. So my text would probably be the actual quote. So I'm going to write my quote, have that on the screen, make sure to cite. So I would also have the name of the author. And then the image, maybe I just have like a color. Like I don't necessarily have an image. I just want to do like a red background. That way it will kind of stand out, right? It'll be like hook the reader's attention. And then for my narration, I would read the quote. Again, you would just put the quote here. And then I'm going to actually discuss. Because you don't just want to put a quote and leave it. You want to actually like discuss the quote that you use in your hook or whatever information you use in your hook. Okay, so now I have my title screen. I have my hook. And then the next thing is the introduce and give a short summary of my chosen text. So for slide 3, I'm going to, for the text, I'm probably going to have the title of foundational text. And then image, I'm probably going to include an image from the foundational text as well. So maybe I put a, image from, for me, maybe my foundational text is a movie. So I have an image from the movie. That is not how you spell image. That is, there we go. And then for my narration, this is where I'm going to go and explain go over a summary. So summarize the plot of blank. So whatever my movie is. So for this one, right, I'm not going to write out the whole summary and put it on screen, right? Because that's not necessary. What I might do, though, is I might include maybe a couple bullet points of like the main things I'm going to talk about. And then for my narration, I'll go into more detail in terms of the plot points and the characters and the stuff that I want to talk about. So again, it's up to you how you want to do this. There really isn't a right or wrong way of doing it as long as you have a plan and you are incorporating these kind of visual media elements. So you're not just using this as a PowerPoint. You're actually thinking about what images, what text you're going to have on screen and how to best present that to your audience. Okay, and then we have our outline. The next would be introduce the research topic. Same thing. So slide 4. You're going to have the text on screen that, whatever you want, the image that you want, and then for the narration script, you're going to put it here. So hopefully a lot of this is pretty easy because you've already planned out your outlines. You already know what you want to say. So if you know that you're, here when you give a short summary, it's like longer, then maybe you do break this up into 2 slides. Or maybe if it's really short, you have 2 really short things because maybe you're going to end up going more in depth into your summary in body paragraph 1 because a lot of you are doing setting the groundwork. So maybe your summary up here is pretty short. It's just like a sentence or 2. Maybe you do want to merge it in with your research topic and have that be 1 slide, but then go more in depth in when you get to body paragraph 1. It's totally up to you. As long as you do have that information and I don't feel like you're just kind of skipping over information to make a shorter video. If that information pops up somewhere else, then I'm going to understand why you did that and that's going to be fine. So just make sure that you are covering this information. The last thing I wanted to mention is because we're not going to have any visual paragraphs, right? We're just giving information. It is a good idea to break up your paragraphs by having little sections. So the easiest way to do this is have a section before each of your paragraphs. So if, so here you would have slide 1 would be the title of your video. And then you would have 4 slides that would be your introduction. So that means that this slide is going to be the first slide of your body paragraph 1. So rather than just jumping into body paragraph 1, I'm just going to make this a title slide. So I'm going to, the text would be the, basically my topic sentence for body 1. So that's going to be just like its own slide. I don't even necessarily have to narrate over it. I'm just going to put that information there. Or you can, summarize the main point of body paragraph 1. Basically, you're going to break it into the different paragraphs and let me know when you're moving from paragraph 1 to paragraph 2 by having these kind of title slides. And that just helps to organize it. It doesn't necessarily need to be something you have to plan out or have a bunch of narration over. It's just a way of kind of visually showing that you're moving from one idea to the next. So that would be how I would recommend doing that, but it's also up to you. If you have a different idea of how you might want to indicate to your audience that you're moving from one paragraph to the next, try that out. I'm totally open to trying different things and seeing what works. But yeah, that would be kind of my general recommendation, is having those kind of breaks in your slides to let me know when you're moving from one idea to the next. So yeah, hopefully that's helpful. Again, the video here goes more in depth into like different things to do and to look out for, but I just wanted to make this video real fast to show you how to get started, and then hopefully once you get started, it comes pretty naturally and you get more comfortable doing this. So if you have any questions, please let me know. Otherwise, good luck, and I'm looking forward to seeing your storyboards once you're all done.